get set. Where them hands, where them holes, where them throws, you know what I'm saying?
And while they were here, they always wore masks.
They brought in a mixed martial artist because he was a witness to Derek Chauvin applying lethal force to George Floyd. So, since this is a martial arts channel, we're going to talk about first who Donald Williams is, and then we're going to talk about whether or not the technique that Derek Chauvin used on George Floyd was actually and truly deadly, and by whose standards. Okay, so real quick here, this is on MMAmania.com. Who is Donald Williams, MMA fighter testifying in the George Floyd murder trial? Okay, so basically, here it is in a nutshell. He's a veteran MMA fighter. He's got a, do they have his professional record here? He has a professional record of 5 wins, 6 losses. And he's competed in the Legendary Fighting Alliance, LFA, and he goes by D-Will2. It says he's been submitted by tapping the rear naked choke, triangle choke, and a guillotine choke. So basically, he's a professional fighter, and he knows what it feels like to be choked. He knows what chokes can do. All right? Here's what Sherdog has to say about him. Age 33 years old, height 5'6", weight 135 pounds, from the Minnesota Martial Arts Academy. Okay? Now, I can tell you, as somebody who has studied Taekwondo and Judo, and to the point to where I've created my own system, when we do chokes on people, especially if you're talking about doing a Judo choke, for a contest, you're supposed to have an arm next to the neck if you're doing something that's like a rear naked choke. If you're doing something where you have the uniform against someone, you can use both the uniform on both sides of the neck, or you can have your arm on one side of the neck and you pull it against the uniform. Okay? Even when you're doing a triangle choke with both legs in Judo, you're supposed to have an arm in there. And that's one thing I get annoyed with when I see when people that have cross-trained in a jiu-jitsu or BJJ come through and grapple with us when we're doing grappling. They want to do the guillotine choke on the bare neck. I mean, I allow for black belts, but I always say, watch the control on that because you're putting pressure on someone's neck. You're putting pressure on someone's neck, and you don't have an arm in there. Okay? What the prosecutor tried to do, and if you look around for testimony from Donald Williams, you'll see it. He was basically trying to insinuate that because Donald Williams' experience with chokes was in a sporting context, that meant that he had no right to comment on how chokes are going to be applied by law enforcement. I knew where it was going. My wife saw that, and she felt like that's where he was going. And good for the hero Donald Williams that he did not fall for that. I found this next set of information just by Googling. So you can't tell me that this isn't common knowledge among those in the police force. Knee restraints in some cases, but they are not trained nor allowed to place a knee on someone's neck and restraining an individual or use chokeholds for that matter. Why? Why is that? This is police saying this. The neck and head are areas we try to diligently avoid due to their sensitive nature, said Captain Shari Robertson. So this is a police officer. This same goes for chokeholds, which are permitted based on the use of force continuum, but they're frowned upon. Let's see here. Major Joe Massey from a police department says they all know and have been trained that kneeling on the neck or back during a cuffing or an arrestee or an inmate is a life-threatening technique and is considered deadly force. Deadly force. A local police department in Minneapolis. Let's try somewhere else. Let's see. The knee on the neck move used to restrain George Floyd isn't encouraged by most police. Here's why some law enforcement experts say it's a dangerous maneuver. Let's see. Some law enforcement experts, this is the St. Louis Dispatch, stltoday.com. Okay? Some law enforcement experts say the move is dangerous. Here's why. It could cause injury. Depending on the way someone's head is positioned and the weight of the person applying pressure to the neck, the knee to the neck maneuver can cause significant damage, says Seth Slofton, an associate professor of law at the University of South Carolina. Okay? Slofton, co-author of Evaluating Police Use of Force, identified 3 ways officers can cause potential lethal injury using the knee to neck method. Police aren't usually taught the move in training, and that's because it's too dangerous for them to use it. So who is this? Montgomery County Police Captain Sonia Pruitt, the chairwoman of the National Black Police Association. She said this man was already in handcuffs and already on the ground. Restraining him was total excessive force. Okay. She said that almost everyone she talked with denied that they were trained in the maneuver because of the high risk of injury. And she said she's seen this move repeatedly used, particularly with black suspects. Okay. Now, like I said, you don't have to have D. Will 2's martial arts background. You don't have to have my martial arts background. Let me type me in here. You don't have to have Senior Master Cecil Washington's martial arts background with all these martial arts credentials to know. You don't even have to be as qualified as the people I've referenced. Slofton and what was the captain's name? I'm sorry, Captain. Oh, the Major. I forgot about the Major. You don't have to be as qualified as Major Joe Massey. You don't have to be as qualified as Captain. Where is she? Where is she? It was on this one. You don't have to be as qualified as Captain Sonia Pruitt. Anyone, the witnesses who were there, anyone who takes the time to honestly analyze this case from a technical, legal, and humane standpoint, in my opinion, can see that it's murder. As a martial artist, I'm annoyed that they tried to throw a martial artist under the bus in the name of trying to let a murderer walk free. As a citizen of the United States, I'm annoyed that they tried to excuse a practice that is banned by other people in the same field as Derek Chauvin. They're still trying to let Derek Chauvin walk free. Granted, everyone has a right to a fair trial, and I don't want us to lose the right to a fair trial. But to me, this is an open shut case. Again, I could be wrong. So depending on how the verdict goes, you could have all kinds of thoughts when watching this video. From a martial arts standpoint, it was wrong. From a law enforcement standpoint, it's wrong. And from the standpoints of the civilian witnesses who watched the life being knelt out of George Floyd by Derek Chauvin kneeling on his neck, they could say that it was wrong. That's pretty much all I have to say about this. And I can say that I guess I may have to file this under the realm of I'm not the martial arts instructor for you, because if you're the type of person who's going to be upset by me saying what I'm saying, you're probably going to be resenting me the whole time and trying to explain techniques to you. You can still train with me. I'll train you as long as you're not disrupting the class and you want to work hard and you show respect, and I can show you respect and you show respect to your classmates. That's fine. But a lot of times when I do these videos and I find that people who disagree with my views on these things tend to quit anyway, which is one reason why I started doing these videos. So you can make up your mind about me without even having to take a single class. So God, please be with the families of all those involved in this situation and all of us in America who have been affected by this situation, and peace. And as always, people, like, comment, and subscribe, and thank you for your time.